I was so super close to hitting Delta status for 2026, so I booked a cheap flight to DC for the day and made it happen. I woke up very, very early, got ready, and packed a bag with this needlepoint canvas from my friend Harrison, a book I'm super excited to read, and some hand warmers. It's going to be a chilly day. I got myself all bundled up and ready to go and made my way to LaGuardia. When I got to LaGuardia, I got this cookie from Delta. So nice, my favorite. I love you, Delta. I'd do anything for you. LaGuardia was decorated so beautifully for the holiday. I couldn't get over it. And then I made my way to the gate and caught this most gorgeous sunrise over the Hudson. Look how beautiful. The canvas and the book that I brought for the flight, total waste. I slept the whole time, but that's okay. I landed in DC and headed to this place, La Betty, that my friend Maddie told me about. It's like a cafe by day, wine bar by night. So delicious and beautiful. I got this donut. It was one of the best donuts I've ever had. It was like a classic brioche, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside donut. Could not recommend more. And I did have a chance to have a relaxing time with my needlepoint canvas. Thank you, Harrison, for that. And then I went to the National Museum of American History. It's one of my favorite museums. There's all kinds of really amazing artifacts and information about American history. You absolutely must go through all kinds of different lenses. But the thing that I really went to see was they have this exhibit about American food, and they have Julia Child's actual kitchen right inside the museum. Like, they transported it from her kitchen in Cambridge right to the museum, down to every last pot, pan, knife, little object. It's the most spectacular thing to see. Look at this whole cookbook collection. And then she also has VHS tapes of her show at the bottom of the shelf. It's just so cool to see. There's so many details. I must have spent like a half hour just catching every detail. And then they have a whole exhibit about Julia Child with all kinds of different things that belong to her, artifacts. And then I sat and watched this episode of Julia and Jacques Pepin's show for like 15 minutes. It was amazing. Just an absolutely beautiful thing to see. But the exhibit isn't just about Julia Child. There's all kinds of really cool things about American food and American history through the lens of food, and how different things like immigration and wars have affected our food systems over time and different periods of time and what we were eating during them. It was fascinating. And then I saw the World War II exhibit. The war rooms at this museum are really, really beautifully done. My grandfather fought in the Pacific during World War II, so I'm always really interested to read about that. And then my sister and I are planning a trip to Vietnam, so I also really took some time in the Vietnam War room to learn and read and see everything. It's a very spectacularly done museum. They also have all of these amazing inauguration dresses from the first ladies. It is so cool. They are iconic to see in person, just amazing artistry and so fun to see. And then they also have this like pop culture room all about movies and TV and sports and Broadway and music. Really, really cool. It's one of my favorite museums. You really must stop in if you're in DC. After I saw the museum, I went on my way to see a bunch of different monuments. So I saw the Washington Monument and then saw the White House from afar, the World War II Memorial that is just so grand and beautiful. There's so many different details to see that I really enjoyed. And then I went to the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, which it was my first time seeing it. It is spectacular. Look at how large it is. Very, very amazing. And then I made my way to the Lincoln Memorial, which I've been to before. It was a little under construction, but still just an amazing thing to see. I continued getting my steps in and went to the Vietnam Memorial. I just read the book The Women by Kristen Hanna, and so seeing the Vietnam Women's Memorial was particularly cool. I really recommend it. I think the Vietnam War Memorial is so beautifully impactful and well done, so I always really enjoy stopping by and seeing it and just paying our respects. And then my aunt picked me up. She lives in the area, and we headed to Old Town Alexandria, Virginia, which was really beautifully decorated for the holidays, so festive and quaint. We had just the most delicious lunch at like an old school Italian place that my aunt loves. We walked around a bit. We drove around and saw all the different townhouses in the area. It's really, really a beautiful place. We visited with a friend. So fun. And she drove me back to Reagan on my way back home, also beautifully decorated for Christmas. And I caught the sunset. It was a full circle moment. Back to New York, landed, very quick, easy flight. And by 8 p.m., I was on the couch with the dog, all showered, watching The Grinch.